Gautrat, Morgan. Quick turnaround, kind of been a busy, crazy week. Just kind of talk about what's been going on the last couple days from lifting the shield to now here in Portland.
Yeah, obviously, first and foremost, we just want everyone to be safe and sound in Florida and hope everyone is getting the resources they need. Obviously, it was an amazing Sunday for us and winning the Shield and the first trophy ever for the club. So something we're all still buzzing about, and obviously it was an amazing accomplishment, and especially with the first one for the club. I think that's so cool to be part of, and the season has been a long one, but a really rewarding one. But obviously since the hurricane, we all came pretty quick turnaround to Portland. We're able to be here for the week, and so now obviously what a great achievement in winning the Shield, but we're trying now to look forward to Portland on Friday.
And now looking forward to Portland on Friday. What kind of matchup do you expect? Obviously, Providence Park, a tough place to play. Just kind of what are you expecting to see in this matchup on Friday?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. I think, obviously, like you said, playing in Portland is one of the hardest places to play. Their fan base, and it's always loud. It's a fortress, I think, that they've made over the years, and it's a fun place to play. And I think for us, we're just obviously looking to continue the streak and good performances and heading into the playoffs. But yeah, I think it'll be a good game, and obviously Portland's looking to get some wins, and they're in the playoff push as well, so they're going to come out strong and fast, and we need to be ready for that.
Great. We'll go ahead and go to the Zoom. Jenna, go ahead.
Thanks so much. Hi, Morgan. Jenna Janelli with Sports Illustrated. I wanted to ask you about Emily Sams and just what you've seen from her as a young player on the back line and how important she was to this Shield win to this Orlando team this year.
Yeah, Emily Sams has grown immensely just in the time that I've played with her this year. She's a young player and someone who I feel like her upside is massive, and I feel like she's coming into her own, especially this year. I think she's been monumental for us in the back line, along with all of our players on the back line who've played minutes, and Anna, of course, and it's been one of the best defensive performances from a team. I mean, record-breaking. So yeah, I think it's been awesome to see, and I think that for me, I've been really impressed with her and how much she's grown. And obviously, if she's grown this much in such a short time, I feel like the sky's the limit for her.
Absolutely. One more for me. So obviously in the NWSL, you have the Shield winner, and then you have the NWSL championship. And as someone who just recently won the Shield, I'm very curious just kind of your thoughts on the two different awards. Obviously, there's a lot. The championship is the championship, but some might argue that the Shield is potentially harder to do. So I'm just curious, like your thoughts on that, and just as someone who's been in this league for a while.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think, being in America and an American sports league, I think the championship and the playoffs is such an American thing. So there's obviously beauty in that. But I think to win the Shield is something that is, I think, in my opinion, 10 times harder to do, because you have to be the most consistent team day in and day out, week in and week out, and continuously put performances together. And I think that shows over the long haul of the season, just the consistency of performance, but also just the quality within the group, and then also the depth within the group, because it's taken every single person on our team to win the Shield. And I think for us, it's, especially going undefeated, is insane, especially with the quality of teams in this league. So for me, I think that winning the Shield is definitely the harder thing to do. But at the same time, we also want to win a championship, because a lot of times over the past years, you remember who wins the championship and not necessarily the Shield winner. But yeah, I think it's a amazing accomplishment, and I think for me, it's the first time I've won the Shield or a championship of some sort, and over the long haul of a season being on a team. So I think it's been a credit to the group of the consistency with performances over the year. And I personally think the Shield should become higher than the championship, because all you have to do at some point to win the championship is make it into the playoffs, which is the top 8 teams, and then anything can happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's an interesting question. All right, well, congrats on everything, and best of luck this weekend. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll go to Austin David.
Hey, Morgan. You kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but just with the quick turnaround, obviously the elation of Sunday, flying out Monday, now playing on Friday. How do you just mentally shift your mind from, celebrating a championship to now going into a game knowing
Yeah, I think one thing that this group has done a really good job of this year is taking one game at a time and not focusing on the wins and the ties and all those things. I think we've literally just focused every single week forward, but one step at a time. And I think for us, that's no different. Obviously, we celebrated winning the Shield as we should. It's an amazing accomplishment and something we've been working towards the entire year. But at this point, I think now we've shifted our focus onto, yes, we won the Shield and we've accomplished such a great thing. And to not take that for granted and celebrate it, but at the same time, there's still work to be done. And we're not satisfied with just the Shield. We want the championship. And I think for us now it's focusing on performances and how we can continue to get better so that we put ourselves in the best place to go into that first playoff game.
Playing in Portland is obviously a very tough place to play, especially with the field and turf and everything. How beneficial is it just to get there as early as you guys have been there now, just to kind of acclimate yourself and kind of prepare yourself for a game at that place?
Yeah, I think anytime you can come a little bit earlier, especially with the time change and the flight across the country, 5.5 hour flight, I think is beneficial. And obviously being together as a group and preparing for the next game, and also coming off the back end of winning a Shield, of just being with the group and being able to celebrate it and let it sink in, I think has been great. And then obviously, like you said, just to get used to the field and used to the time change is huge.